Seeing Balenciaga cut ties with Kanye West is very fulfilling for me and my sisters because I'm completely tired of hearing about him. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Kangarees video. Happy Friday. Do I sound congested? I might do, girl. It's been a long week. The weather's changing. It's getting cold. It's being consistently cold, but it's like 70 right now in Atlanta, Georgia. It is Spellhouse homecoming weekend, which is Morehouse and Spelman. All those things, I'm probably not going to be participating in the thing because I honestly just want to rest. It's been a long week, but I hope y'all have had a good week. We got a couple of things to get into this video. I hope y'all are interested in the topics. We got to talk about Kanye West possibly being dropped from Balenciaga. We got to talk about my girl, Megan Thee Stallion, and her SNL performance, and her 2-year anniversary with her boo party. We also got to talk about this stuff that's been coming from BravoCon. How long this been going on? I feel like BravoCon been going on for like 2 weeks. Is this a whole month thing, girl? Let's talk about it. Also, we gotta talk about the mess with GloRilla and her, what is he? I don't know, from the whole thing with the F.N.F song, girl, it's a bunch of like mess. And I honestly have some thoughts on it. We gotta talk about all of that. But before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and get to this mental health check-in. Let's talk mental health, period. I've had actually a good week. My parents came in town, kicked it with them, had so much fun with them. They left Monday, went to the Flo Milli concert. Ooh, that was fun. Flo Milli concert was really, really, really good. Girl, it was some drama that happened. This was this drunk girl. She was drunk, lit boots, and was trying to fight me because I was trying to keep her from falling over on me after her stepping on my feet for 2 hours. So I did a whole video, and you all know I do a weekly journal thing on my Patreon. Check it out. That is only for House Martell tier on up, because I be getting into some things. I be talking about some stuff real personal and stuff. So that we also have other content on Patreon, and you all know that Patreon is now changing where if you subscribe right now, which is what's the day, the 21st, they'll bill you again on the 21st of next month. So it's not a situation where they bill you on the 21st and then bill you again on the 1st of the month. So I'm thankful for that because it's actually made my numbers and stuff go up because people's like, girl, I'm subscribing, but they gonna bill me again in like 6 days, so I'm gonna wait till the 1st and then they end up forgetting. So I appreciate that. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about in this Kangarees video. So my mental health is doing pretty good. I'm honestly gonna have to cancel my therapy appointment because I wanna get some content done before I head to the movies to go see Black Adam. Is that me taking care of myself? I think that's self-care, but let's go ahead and get to the tea for today. Let's go ahead and get into this, let's just start with the Bravo thing. So I have not been watching Real Housewives of Potomac, but I did see the clip of Candiace and Gizelle trying to come up with something, trying to accuse Candiace's husband of being inappropriate or whatever. Girl, that whole thing where her talking to Candiace and saying that Chris had asked her to talk in the room and there was nobody there. She said she felt uncomfortable. I don't blame Candiace at all for getting up and saying, oh girl, we're not doing this. Girl, you can't be serious. Candiace broke the fourth wall. She looked at the camera, she looked at the production, she said, oh girl, we're not doing this. There's a no. And I don't blame Candiace for doing it because even when she got up, Gizelle was kind of laughing. Stuff like that is very serious. But I think Gizelle is just overplaying it for a storyline, and it just I don't like folks like that. And I think that's exactly what she's doing. But that's in Gizelle characters, she needs a storyline, she needs some attention, she needs something. And I'm glad that Candiace is not giving it to her. Which is weird because y'all know I do not be standing for Candiace like that, but I don't blame Candiace for standing her ground and protecting her white man. But if you've been watching Real Housewives of Potomac, tell what y'all think about it. Because I heard this season is juicy. I just don't have time. Maybe after House of the Dragon is going, I'll probably watch it, but House of the Dragon has my attention Sunday and nothing else. Nothing else can compare. So let's talk about other Bravo stuff. Y'all know BravoCon has been going on, and this is the most attention I've seen from it. We've seen clips of Kenya talking about she would love for Nene Leakes to come back. Girl, it's giving desperation, to be honest. It's giving desperation. It's giving all of the desperate things because Real Housewives of Atlanta is failing. It's just The ratings are not doing good. People are not watching as much. Like, you can just tell that it's just not giving. So Nene Leakes coming back will not save that. I already did a whole video about that. Nene Leakes coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta would not save Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's just like, girl, it's over for that. We also had this little thing with Phaedra versus, I don't know who that woman was, talking about her Quinceañera dress. Baby, I screamed. She said, well, I own most of my dresses, or most of my clothes I own. And homegirl said, girl, it is what it is, da-da-da. BravoCon been having some funny, like, hilarious clips and stuff. I'm like, okay, girl. But there was a thing with Momma Joyce and the aunties, and Momma Joyce was making a comment about who she would replace Todd with. And I'm like, is she serious? Like, Candiace, stand up. Like, yo, I'm hoping to God that there is a situation where Momma Joyce and Todd have a relationship where she plays this and stuff just for the cameras. I hope this is not no real stuff. I hope Momma Joyce is not out here saying no stuff like that. And Todd and Kandi have 2 kids together. Todd has helped Kandi, you know, even get even further. Has even provided, like, her and her 2 sisters with income with the old lady gang restaurants. Like, girl, Momma Joyce, like, it's too much. I don't know. That whole situation is a mess. Like, girl, I'm just like, Momma Joyce, let go and let God. Like, this is way too much. Ain't no way in the hell my mama would be talking to my partner like that. Would be saying stuff like that publicly. It's just, no, ma'am. I'm not doing no mess like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Momma Joyce should know better. And I don't believe in telling your parents and stuff like they're wrong and like getting them together. I'm very much a proponent of like, hey, mama, you out of line for that in a respectful way. But we cannot allow like our parents to run over us and do stuff like that. They shouldn't be doing that, and it's okay because sometimes they're wrong. They are not, you know, without fault. Like, you know, sometimes they can be wrong, and it's okay if they're wrong because they're a human. And it's okay. It's actually a conversation I remember folks were saying. When was it that you saw your parents and was like, oh, they are human? Like, they're not perfect. And I wonder what that is for me. Maybe I'll talk about that on Patreon, girl. We've been talking about a lot of stuff on Patreon. We've been talking about relationships. We've been talking about, like, how do you know when a relationship is ending? How do you know when a relationship is just not giving any much? Because I've been seeing a lot of relationships, like, come to a close. And I just have so many thoughts about, like, so many things. But I only feel comfortable talking about it on Patreon. So, girl, subscribe to Patreon, honey. That's where the tea is at. But, yeah, Momma Joyce need to get her life together, girl. And it also made me think about this. I don't know if it was like coming from, what's the name of this show? The Breakfast Club, or it was just a random Twitter conversation. But someone had said, I remember this conversation where this person was sharing that they had did a threesome. This woman had did a threesome for her boyfriend, husband, or whatever, and he ended up leaving her. Like, she didn't want to do it, but she did it to, like, keep the relationship or whatever. And, like, she was like, she regretted it because she said, now, I got, like, I've done something, I'm like, I'm going to hell or something. And if you have to feel like you have to do stuff like that to make your relationship go, and it just needs to, the relationship never was. Never was. Now, I have a story related to that close, because I felt like I was in a situation where I was trying to change things about myself to make my partner stay. And it's like, girl, no. So I will be talking about that on the Patreon video behind the paywall. Because, girl, y'all ain't going to be pulling my stuff up and putting no line, period. So, yes, girl, we talking about relationships. We moved on, talk about that. Let's talk about Monica and Kodak Black allegedly dating. Girl, what? So there was a video of Monica. She was in the car with Kodak Black, and they were just like chopping it up. Like, you can see there's something going on. Then there was another video of him bringing her flowers on stage and stuff. I don't know what is going on. It's getting weird. I'm just like, girl, what's going on with Monica? Like, girl, like, what is the tea? Folks was like, girl, Monica is out here talking to, you know, was dating C Murder. So what y'all expect? It's like, Kodak Black is a colorist. He's an R word. Like, girl, what's going on? But, you know, it's Gunika. She's not the brightest bulb in the room, unfortunately. So I'm not really surprised. I'm just not really surprised. But Then she can't sing live that good. But did I say that out loud? I ain't mean that like that. She, beautiful gowns. But girl, I just thought that whole thing was weird. But it's like, this is Monica. Girl, I'm turning. No. Delete all that. So let's talk about my girl, hallelujah, GloRilla. GloRilla has been in the news the last couple of days because she revealed that she ain't made 1 red cent from the song that got her popping. I'm F-R-E-E-A. Like, come on, Memphis 10. I'm starting to like, let's go. I like me some GloRilla. I like her. I like me some GloRilla. I like her little voice. Cause the biggest one is me. Hey. I like me some GloRilla. So, unfortunately, GloRilla said that she made no money from this song. The producer on the song has been doing some shady stuff. She respects him and she thinks he's talented, but he's been doing some behind the scenes stuff that she just ain't feeling. And he didn't, what's his name? Hit or whatever his name is, was like, no girl, y'all went and did some shady stuff and y'all, like went ahead and signed to this label, with my song, and like, girl, this is my song, like, girl, what's the tea? So they've been going back and forth. The whole situation seems like it was just miscommunication on both sides and both parties trying to make some money. But Hitter said he was trying to sign GloRilla and her friends or whatever, but so GloRilla ended up signing with CMG, which is Yo Gotti's label. I don't think that it was smart to sign with Yo Gotti, to be honest. I've heard some very shady stuff about Yo Gotti and his record deal. Like, you don't sign with another artist. Like, you just don't, like, no, you just don't do that. Yo Gotti, like, girl, he give me shyster vibes. And, it's Dolph land over here, period. Come on, Memphis 10. But I just don't trust Yo Gotti. But I will say he's been able to give her, the step ahead. And shout out to my girl, Juicy. Love her down. She talked about, when I tweeted about it, I said, I wish she wouldn't have signed with him. But she said that it's hard for any black female rapper to be able to get some attention in the backing without signing to a label, unfortunately. Like, it's just not easy for her. So I definitely get that, but I just wish it would have been anybody but Yo Gotti, but it is what it is. So I hope they can figure it out because, like, GloRilla is, like, emerging to be that. She said she wrote all the songs, like, she made that song pop, all of those things. I just, when it comes to, like, money and all that other stuff, like, girl, it just, sometimes it can just go downhill. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's always happens. When I was listening to the Breakfast Club talk about this, they were saying this stuff always happens. Like, the label is going to have to pay Hitter for this song. Like, they're going to have to pay him for the song or whatever. And that's just what it is. But, girl, I'll keep y'all updated on the mess and see what's going on. But I'm kind of happy, very glad to see GloRilla, like, emerging as a successful artist and stuff. I mean, time will tell. Because she's very talented. So let's talk about y'all boy Kanye West. Balenciaga have decided to cut ties and said they will no longer be working on any future projects or anything with Kanye West. Now, this is after Kanye West and his anti-Semitic comments and stuff, and he's just not really backing down. He's just like, it is what it is. And Kanye West have been, like I said in my video, Kanye West has been saying all type of trash stuff about black folks for the last couple of years. And now everybody is like, oh, we should be having him. It's just like, if he's out here disrespecting black folks, like if he out here saying that, it's going to line with some other things. Like it's only a matter of time before it gets there. So I'm glad to see Balenciaga ending him. I'm glad to see other folks saying, like, saying, hey girl, we're not doing nothing with him. Now it's recently came out that Kanye West took those White Lives Matter shirts and dumped them on Skid Row. And I'm just like, that's dangerous if that is true, because you have these people who are thinking you're like helping them out and giving them clothes and stuff, and you're turning this into a political thing. Kanye West is just, I don't know, like some folks like, oh, you have to be very smart to understand Kanye West. No, you have to be very stupid to be following Kanye West at this point. But a lot of y'all are stupid, so it just, it is what it is. So I wish Kanye West not well. I'm really sick of hearing about him. I'm really sick of all the stuff that's been going on, and I'm glad that he's been, somewhat held accountable. Sadly that it had to come from him saying that, but he had been saying disrespectful stuff about black folks and been anti-black for a minute, and nobody really called him out for that. But speaking of that, George Floyd's folks, his people, said that they are looking to file a $250 million lawsuit against him and possibly anybody else who has something to do with this conversation. That's why you had Noriega from Drink Champs out here on the apology tour and saying that he, regret having him on and all that other stuff. But it's like, y'all do not care. I was literally sitting at an event where this black person was talking about having folks on their podcast that talk like trash about people and say disrespectful stuff, and they was like, well, what do you do, because these like videos and stuff end up going viral. So am I wrong for having these folks on here, and they're getting me like some traction online, some attention is going viral, but so am I wrong? I'm like, first of all, I don't trust black cishet men with podcasts, period. And someone made a good point. Amanda Seals made a good point. And she said that, why would you let somebody come in your house and tear your house? You're going to let anybody come in your house? But I would have went even further, and because when I went and looked at this person's YouTube channel or whatever, they didn't have that many views. And some folks will put out specific content that doesn't connect the audience to them, and the audience is only coming towards them for specific things. They don't like them as a person, they don't like the content, but it's one thing, and it doesn't click. Like, I can do a video about some random stuff. It won't get as many views, but it will get a significant amount of views. Like, people are not completely tuning me out. They're interested. I appreciate you all. My audience is interested in me, not necessarily the subject matter, but my expertise on subject matter and how I bring, things together and thought and stuff. So yeah, like, I was looking at stuff. I said, oh girl, this makes plenty of sense. But I hope they do sue Kanye West for every red penny. I hope, because I'm just sick of hearing about him, point blank period. Let me just say that Megan Thee Stallion is extremely talented as an artist and everything. I love her growth. I love everything that is happening with her. And I bind all the negativity that Megan Thee Stallion has been receiving, all of the things, like, I bind it right now, because Hunger has been delivering. She was on SNL, she did a performance, and she, got, choked up while she was performing one of her songs. I think it was NDA. Like, Megan is that, or was it anxiety? I think it was anxiety. Like, Megan is that girl, like, you could just, like, I love her, and there was a conversation about her being more than just a rapper, her just being a likable person, and that's why she's getting all these deals. And I would have to agree, like, she was in the MCU. Like, she was on She-Hulk. She was on She-Hulk. She's doing something with Stranger Things. Like, Megan Thee Stallion is a likable person. Like, she's likable. She's never in any drama like that. The only thing that's going on was that Tory Lane stuff, and how she's just been able to just focus on herself, which I know takes a lot. I just root for her. Like, she is the moment. She is the moment. And I don't care if her album doesn't sell or whatever. People genuinely like her. They like her. She doesn't have like a fan base that is like out of control. She is likable people, and that's why she's getting these big deals. And I think that's important, because even Chloe mentioned in an interview where she said artists don't necessarily make money off of like albums and all the other stuff. They make money off of everything else. And Megan Thee Stallion is a brand, and she is a successful brand that people want her to be in front of them. Like, they want her to promote their stuff because she's a likable thing. Like, people see the numbers, like, and Megan is running them numbers up. So I just want to talk about her and just give her her things, because I think she did a really good job with Saturday Night Live and that whole skit. I liked a couple of them. My favorite one was Hot Girl Hospital. That was funny. The classroom skit, hilarious too. Megan, you just doing it. I'm just so happy to hear about all of those things. And it just is what it is. So, girl, yeah. That's all I got for this King of Reese video. I did have one subject that I was going to talk about, and that was the possibility of Nicki doing a red table talk, but come to find out, it was just for Interview magazine, an interview where Jada Pinkett interviewed her. And yeah, the magazine pictures were not giving at all. They just were not giving. Yes, logged in into Justin Hates Nicki thing, because I know y'all are watching, but the outfits, the whole thing was just not giving. Her interview, I'm just glad it was like not a red table talk. If Jada would have had her sit down and talk to her red table talk, I would have been very, very disappointed in Jada and all that other stuff, because it was just like, girl, are you serious? But that's all I got. Tell me what y'all thought about the topics of the video today. Let me know in the comments. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.